Jungkook stood frozen, his brows furrowed, jaw clenching in confusion and disbelief. He looked at the nurse who just left, the report still in his hand. His mother, Mrs. John, sat silently in the wheelchair. Before Jungkook could speak, he felt Thong passing by him. Thong walked toward Mrs. John slowly, his expression calm, but his eyes carrying the storm, memories and bitterness. Without saying a word, he stepped in behind her wheelchair, gently placing his hand on the handle. Mrs. John flinched at the touch. Thong, smiling coldly. She has nowhere to go, Cookie. His voice gentle, almost sweet, but laced with venom. Jungkook turned to him, confused. Thong leaned forward, bending low until his lips were right by her ear. His voice dropped, the smile still on his lips, as he whispered loud enough for her to hear. Thong. She must want to stay close to her favorite son, the one she controlled for years, right? And still want to control? Mrs. Yon froze, her lips parting slightly, her fingers gripping the armset of the wheelchair. A chill ran down her spine, not from his words, but from the truth in them. Thong leaned back up, slowly, standing tall behind her and tilted his head, eyes serene. Thong, still smiling. Right, Mrs. Yon? She swallowed, nodding. Her eyes went toward Jungkook, who was still trying to process what just happened. Jungkook looked between the two, his mother, so suddenly silent and small, and Thong, an angel with knives behind his back. Thong slowly pushed the wheelchair forward. Every step he took, giving Mrs. Yon heart attack. Jungkook watched silently, still unsure if he should interrupt or stay quiet. He doesn't want to make Thong angry anymore. Thong sobbed sugar. I mean, how could we possibly say no to her? She has done so much for us, after all. Mrs. Yon flinched. She broke up, lied, manipulated, almost caught Mikilin by shoving herself in front of the truck. Ah, such a drama. She gasped theatrically. Oscar worthy, honestly. Mrs. Yon voice weak. The Thong cutting in, smile widening. No, don't speak. Save your breath, Mrs. Yon. You are recovering. We wouldn't want you to explore that brilliant brain mind of yours. After all, your plans require so much mental effort, don't they? He stopped in the wheelchair right in the middle of the living room and tilted his head, crouching slightly to be closer to her ear. Thong, low voice, deadly sweat. But you are in our house now, and I promise you, this time I will be the one watching you, controlling you. Mrs. Yon's hand trembled slightly on the armset. She turned her face away. Thong straightened up again, dusting off his hands as if he had just handled something dirty. He looked toward Jungkook, his tone polite, mocking cheerfulness. Cookie, why don't you show her dear mother her room? I will make something calming. Can you mind? Or Jungkook murmuring, they. Thong smiled slightly, mockingly. Kidding or not? Jungkook gently pushed the door open, guiding Mrs. Yon's wheelchair inside. The guest room was quiet, simple, and clean. Jungkook calmly. You will rest you. If you need anything, press the bell. Nurse will check on you. Mrs. Yon looked around nervously, her hands clutching the armset tightly. Jungkook, I don't feel safe here. Jungkook pushed. He turned to her, frowning slightly. Mrs. Yon, that boy, Thong, he has a temper. You saw how he talks? I feel he will do something to me again. Silence. Jungkook didn't speak immediately. He simply stared at her, the word solely registering in his mind. His jaw clenched, his breath deepened, and when he finally spoke, his voice was ice cold. Jungkook, quietly, are you serious right now? Mrs. Yuan, I'm just saying. Jungkook, cutting her off, louder now. No, you are accusing him again. After everything you did, he stepped forward, no longer hiding his rage. Do you even hear yourself? He is the reason you are under this roof right now. He could have kicked you out. He could have made you suffer the way you made him suffer for years. You could have been on the street, homeless, but instead he smiles and welcomed you in. Mrs. Yuan stammering, I am just being cautioned. Jungkook furious. No, you are being cruel. You are still that same woman who controlled every step I took, who destroyed the best thing that ever happened to me. And you are still talking like he is the villain? He laughed bitterly. You are sitting here because of your choice. And Dong, he is survived you. He is raising us. He stopped, couldn't resist telling her about his and Dong kid. He is now bringing you tea, caring about you, and what you are doing? He walked to the door, then stopped and turned it again, voice low and filled with disgust. Don't you dare to accuse him again. Don't you dare to utter another word against him while you live under his roof. You have lost that right the day you broke him. Mrs. Yuan said silently, stunned. Shankar took a shaky breath, wiping his face once, and walked out of the room, only to find Thong standing by the door, holding a tray of tea, eyes lowered. Thong softly handing him the tray. Can you mind? Just like I promised it. Shankar quietly meeting his gaze. You shouldn't do this, Tay. She is not worthy of your care and love. Just stop this and throw her out of this house. How? Who knows? She might start doing something again. I can't risk anything anymore. I can't trust her anymore. We are now not alone. We have kids. They are just kids. They won't be able to handle her harshness if she tried to do anything. Are you listening to yourself? That you said me there? Tongue. I have done Jacob. I promise to you, she won't be able to do any harm to anyone this time. She is not in control anymore. She has lost her power. Don't worry, everything will be fine. They both stood there in silence. Mrs. Yuan sat stiffly in her wheelchair, eyeing the door nervously. Her hands were at the edge of her blanket on her lap. Silence was almost unbearable. Then the door opened slowly. Dong walked in, graceful as ever. A teacup and saucer resting on a tray in his hand. He stepped closer. Dong, voice calm, dangerously calm. Here is your tea, Mrs. Yuan. Can you mind? Good for dinner. You might need it. Mrs. Yuan tried to control the trembling in her fingers. Thank you. He didn't hand it to her. Instead, Dong stopped right behind her. The cup hovered in the air. His eyes locked onto us. There was no kindness in them, only amusement and something darker. Dong, mocking. You know, I have always wondered how warm tea would be on skin. He lifted the cup forward just enough for the first drop to dangle dangerously at the edge. Mrs. Yuan flinched violently, her hands flying to shielding herself. Mrs. Yuan panicking. What are you doing? Are you crazy? But before she could scream or Shankar could return, Thong, without breaking eye contact, poured the entire not-so-hot cup of tea onto his own chest. The cut hit the floor and shattered it. His shirt clung to his skin, his chest turned red from the heat. Yet his expression didn't change. In fact, he smirked. Thong, low and dangerous. Oops. Mrs. Yuan's eyes widened in pure horror, unable to understand what just happened, and then he screamed, a gut-wrenching, sharp cry that rang through the entire house. Dong, shouting while smirking through the pain. Ah, Jungkook, it burns. Jungkook's voice could be heard running down the hallway. Dong, what happened? Dong took a shaky breath, still staring into Mrs. Yuan's terrifying face, his smirk never wavering. Dong whispering only for her. This is what fears feel like, Mrs. Yuan. Get used to it. The door burst open. Shankar stormed in, eyes wide in panic. Immediately stopped what is Dong stood, soaked and sticking to his chest, red blooming over his skin. Piece of the shattered cup lay on the ground. Mrs. Yuan looked scared, with her hands trembling on her lap. Jungkook rushing over. Dong, what happened? Dong whispered, biting back the another scream, crushing the shirt with trembling fingers. But his voice, it was soft, laced with the perfect dose of shaken vulnerability. Dong, barely audible. She pushed the tray. I didn't mean to spill it. He glanced at Mrs. Yuan with wide eyes, teary and accusing. She was so angry when I bought the tea. She lashed out, the cup slipped and it's okay, it wasn't intentional. Jungkook eyes immediately snapped to his mother, fury igniting behind them. What the hell, mom? Mrs. Yeon, horrified. I didn't. He poured it himself. He is lying. He did it to himself. Jungkook coldly. And why would he do that? For what? To win party point? To scare you? To even you yourself? He turned it back to Taeyong carefully, helping him to sit. Let me get the first aid kit. Taeyong cocked his wrist gently, his eyes shining with unshed tears. It's okay. You don't have to believe me. I just didn't want to fight with her. Jungkook's jaw clenched, his skin and anger boiling. He turned to Mrs. Yeon with a voice that was no longer ailing but was quiet and cold. Jungkook, you are insane. Even in this condition, you are still thinking about hurting him. Still hurt him? Don't you have any shame living under his roof? Still hurting him? What kind of woman you are? You have done enough damage for a lifetime. Be thankful you are even this house. I swear, if anything like this happened again, I won't hesitate to throw you out, featured or not. Taeyong sobbed, making Jungkook more worried. Mrs. Yeon opened her mouth, but no words came out. Just fear, just silence. Jungkook carrying Taeyong in bridal style. Taeyong was still crushing his chest, the soaked fabric clinging painfully to his skin. And he didn't flinch when Jungkook moved toward him. Instead, when Jungkook leaned down, arm around him, Taeyong willingly let himself be scooped into Jungkook's soul. He rested his head against Jungkook's shoulder, a small vein leaving his lips from the burn, but his eyes never left Mrs. Yeon. Taeyong's arm slowly lifted to circle around Jungkook's neck, his fingers playing gently at the back of Jungkook's hair. His face was so close to Jungkook's now, their cheeks brushing, lips a breath apart, but all Taeyong's attention was pointed like a dagger. The woman on which show. His lips curled upward into a mocking little smile. He tilted his head over so slightly and mouthed, Taeyong, I won't, you lose. Mrs. Yeon froze, her breast trembling in her lap as Taeyong looked at her like a king watching the fall of her. Jungkook, oblivious of what was happening behind him, held Taeyong closer, gently, carefully, protectively, and without a word turned to take him out of the room. As they left, Mrs. Yeon sat in silence, her own son carrying the man she tried to destroy, while Taeyong leaned onto her son's arm like he belonged there. And the worst part, he did, and he will always. Jungkook gently kicked the door shut behind them, still carrying Taeyong in his arms. Eyes dark with worry as he placed Taeyong on the edge of the bed. He didn't say anything, didn't ask what really happened. All he saw was Taeyong in pain, and that was enough to send his heart on fire. He knelt between Taeyong's legs, his hand trembled slightly as he reached for the buttons of the soaked shirt. Jungkook, I need to see how bad it is. Taeyong didn't speak. He just stared at Jungkook, watching him with as if mesmerizing the lines of his face. Jungkook slowly unbuttoned the shirt, the fabric sticking to Taeyong's skin, revealing the red burn trailing down his chest. He whispered, Jungkook, shit, Taeyong, why would you? Taeyong softly, looking like she still hates me. Jungkook, then why did you stop me from throwing her out? Taeyong, she is your mother, Jungkook. How can you talk about throwing her out? After all, she is your mother. Jungkook, are you listening to yourself there? Even if she is my mother, I don't care about her anymore. She has caused enough damage. I don't want her to hurt my beloved one. I don't care if she is my mother or not. Taeyong, you should care for her, Jungkook. After all, she needs treatment. Jungkook, I don't care about her, Tae. I don't. And I don't even want you. She can rot in hell, but my family's safety is more important for me. That woman is not worthy staying here. Please, let me throw her out. Taeyong, please don't do that, Jungkook. I don't want to become. I want to let her see how you hate her, how you have moved on. Jungkook whispered, meeting Taehyung's eyes. He didn't ask further, he understood. He reached for the first aid kit, tearing open the burn ointment packet with shaky hands. He dipped the cotton swab in it and began gently applying it to the burn, carefully and tender. But Taehyung flinched not from the pain, but from the way Jungkook's fingers were brushing over his skin, slow, focused, almost worshipping. Taehyung sucked a breath, his lip parting slightly, eyes fluttering close for a second. Jungkook noticed it. He smiled faintly. He looked up at Taehyung's flushed face. His hands never stopping moving. Slowly, Jungkook, softly, still effective. Taehyung, you wish? He showed Jungkook his middle finger. Jungkook laughed, quietly standing up, still holding eye contact. His shirt clung to his own chest, damp with sweat from all the stress of the evening. He moved closer, almost coasting his hand over Jungkook's jaw, then stopped himself. Jungkook, you are turning into a brat nowadays. Taehyung tilted his head slightly, smirking through the pain. Then I must be doing something right. They stood like that, breathless, close. In the moment, nothing else existed but them. Their faces so close again. One wrong move, or maybe finally the right one, and they all fall back onto the fire they have both been avoiding. Their breaths mingled warm and heavy as Jungkook hovered just inches above Taehyung. The heat of the moment seizing between them, but suddenly, as if something snapped inside him, Jungkook pulled away. He stood up abruptly, chest having, fist clenched at his side. Jungkook, gritting his teeth, I'm going to throw her out. She doesn't deserve your kindness. She doesn't deserve to stay under the roof. But before he could storm off, a hand shot out and grabbed his wrist. No, Jungkook. Jungkook turned it, startled by the strength in Taehyung's voice. But before he could say anything else, Taehyung tugged his back with such a sudden force that Jungkook stumbled, landing directly on the bed, his knees sinking into the mattress. He supported himself from his palm. Taehyung fell back with him, their bodies colliding. Jungkook was in surprise. Taehyung looked up at him, a small smirk on his lips. Despite both their hearts thudding loudly, Taehyung, calmly but with the fire in his tone, let us stay, Jungkook. No, because she deserved it, but because I want her to wash. Jungkook's eyes darkened, lips parting as Taehyung slowly circled his arm around Jungkook's neck again. Their faces close. It was impossible not to feel each other's breath. Taehyung whispering, I want her to see that no matter what she does, she can't break me anymore, or you. I want her to see that I win every single time. The confidence in his voice, the raw defense in his eyes, made Jungkook's breath stop, and for the moment, neither of them moved. Jungkook's hand rested on the side of Taehyung's waist, gripping him, grounding himself, their nose nearly brushed, mouth only inches apart. Jungkook's hand tightened around Taehyung's waist, as if afraid he would disappear if he let go. Taehyung's fingers slid up, curling onto the hair of the nape of Jungkook's neck. Their lips hovered just inches apart, breaths colliding in the warm space between them, both looking at each other's eyes and then at lips. For the moment, the world around them stilled. No sound, no memories, no wound, just them. Taehyung softly, still want to throw her out? Jungkook gave a breathless laugh, his forehead resting against Taehyung's. Jungkook, horsey, I would rather kiss you right now. Taehyung stares at him and Danny pulled Jungkook by his collar, crushing their lips together. Their lips finally meet, not in rush, not in desperation, but in slow, ushing press. Jungkook kissed him like he had been waiting his whole life, like Taehyung was a prayer answered too late. Their mouths molded into each other with perfectly. Taehyung's hand clutched the back of Jungkook's neck, pulling him deeper. His other hand gripping the front of Jungkook's shirt. Jungkook responded with a low, cradle sound, tilting his head, deepening the kiss, tasting every second they had lost, every scar they both carried. The kiss grew urgent, lips parted, tongues brushing as they gasped against each other. Jungkook had slid up Thong's spine, holding him close as if trying to memorize the warmth of his body. Thong murmuring against his lip, "You still want me, even after everything?" Jungkook whispering breathlessly, "I never stop it." Their foreheads rested together again, lips brushing slightly, both panting, both trembling from the weight of the moment. Jungkook pressed another gentle kiss on the corner of Thong's mouth, then his jaw, his neck, each one a silent apology, a desperate promise. And Thong, he let him, because for the first time in years, it didn't hurt to be touched by Jungkook. Soyeon stood in the corner of the playground, her face clenched as the small group of classmates surrounded her. Girl 1, mocking, "She is the daughter of the crazy woman." Boy 1, "Didn't you hear her mom go to the police station or something? She should be in jail." Girl 2, "What are you saying? Didn't you hear? She is already locked up." Boy 2, "I heard she is a witch. My mom was calling her." Girl 3, "And Soyeon is her daughter. What if she is the same as her mother?" Soyeon stays silent, her eyes lowering to the ground, blinking back tears. She knew what they were saying wasn't a lie. Her mother had done something wrong, but hearing it from them like venom. "People like her shouldn't be in school with us." Boy 2, ailing, "Which?" They started circling around her, pulling at her backpack, taking her breaths, laughing as her books dropped on the ground. The sounds grew louder, crushed chants of "Witch's daughter," echoing like a mantra that pierced her heart. Then someone pushed her hard from behind, and she stumbled, knees hitting the ground. Her knees got bruised. She winced and bit her lip to stop the cry, her eyes blurry with tears as the crowd laughed louder. Just as she closed her eyes in shame, a hand approached in front of her, small, gentle, familiar. She opened her eyes, her breath itching, when she saw Jisoo standing there like a hero. His brows furrowed, his lips pressed in a harsh line, but his eyes, they were fires. Jisoo firmly, "Get up, Soyeon." The kids around them suddenly grew quiet, startled by the older boy who had always been kind, always soft-spoken. Well, every girl in school had a crush on him. Soyeon blinked stunned and took his hand. He pulled her up carefully, then stepped in front of her, facing the bullies. Jisoo was steady. "Say those things again, I dare you." Younger than him, hesitated. Jinsoo's glare was enough. His hand still wrapped protectively around Soyeon. "Jinsoo, Soyeon already said sorry, and I forgive her. What you are doing right now, that's bullying. That's worse than anything her mom did." Silence. No one dared to speak. Some began to walk away, awkward and embarrassed. Once the crowd scattered, Jinsoo finally turned it back to her. Soyeon whispering, Why did you help me?" Jinsoo shrugging a little. "Because friends don't have leave each other." On the ground, Soyeon's lips trembled, but she burst into tears again. I'm sorry I hurt you. I tried to blame you, I tried to hurt you. I'm sorry." She hides her face with her own hands. Jinsoo, "Hey, Soy." He lowered her hands. "It's okay, you have been saying sorry since so long. I know you were the one who has been leaving written sorry letters in my locker, and I forgive you." He reached down and handed her the book. She dropped it. "Wanna come over after school? We are making pancakes." Soyeon stares at him with big pumpy eyes. "Will your mom allow?" Jinsoo extended her books with a smile. "Yes, he will." She nodded quickly, hugging her books close, and followed him back toward the building. His hand brushed lightly against hers, and the whole way Late afternoon in the cafe. Sparring air carried the scent of blooming jasmine and laughter from nearby table. Tong leaned back in his chair, face glowing across from him. Chung Seok, Hyunwoo's brother, was smiling ear to ear, his dimple showing as he held out a small velvet box. Tong, laughing softly. Are you seriously doing this in the cafe like a drama scene? Hoseok, chuckling as he opened the box. Come on, don't ruin the moment. I rehearsed this in front of the mirror. There was a necklace inside the box, simple yet elegant, silver chain with a delicate heart-shaped pendant. Tong smiles while narrowing his eyes. Mostly, people propose with a ring. I'm impressed you came up with a pendant, and I like it. Hoseok, thank you for appreciating it. If you are ready, Tae, I have something for you. I have waited years for this, for you. He lifted his eyes to meet Tong's soft one. Let's get married. You deserve a life full of light, laughter, and calm morning. It's already too late for him, don't you think? Tong's laughter faded into a quiet smile. He looked down, letting his finger trail over the necklace. You are so dramatic, Obi. Then he looked up, a fond smile tugging on the corner of his lips. But you make me laugh, even when I want to cry. You see, the most ridiculous thing, and somehow they exactly what I need. Hoseok stood, taking the necklace out and stepping around the table. Then let me keep doing it for the rest of our lives. Tong tilted his head slightly, moving his hair aside as Hoseok chuckled. Hugged the necklace behind his neck. Their hands brushed, their eyes met, close, warm, trusting. Tong smiling. You really think it's too late for him? Hoseok smiles. I don't think it. I know it. Tong doesn't know what to feel, just nodded. But from across the street, Jungkook word has already started crumbling, watching the two men, and then moment he was never part of. Jungkook was driving his car, but then he stopped to get a coffee. Just then his eyes fell on the familiar person, but before he could approach that person, someone is dead, hugging him from back. The moment he saw Tong sitting there with someone else, something inside Jungkook cracked. He looked happy. That thought him harder than he expected. Not the polite smile Tong gave him at home, not the tight-lipped smile he used to teasing Mrs. Yeon. No, this was different, real, effortless. A smile he hadn't given around Jungkook in months. Then a man Hoseok, Hyunwoo's brother, stood and leaned forward, his finger brushing Tong's neck as he hooked the necklace around him. Jungkook froze. His leg rooted to the ground, his breath caught in his throat. That's the way Tong was in his arms yesterday. Tears. That's the way he looked at me when we kissed. That soft, glowing expression. But now Tong was looking at someone else like that. And he wasn't pulling away. He was letting him in. Tears shed down Jungkook's eyes. Before he could stop them, he blinked fast, chest stabbing in silence. His nails sticking into the sleeve of his coat. His mind screamed, No, this can't be it. He is mine. He still feels like mine, but his heart, that damn traitor, whispered, maybe he's finally done waiting. Maybe he is done hurting. And Jungkook, he was stuck, caught between letting go and holding on to someone who no longer needed saving. His heart hurt with the realization, what if I am too late? And he is already too late. Jungkook, why can't God write you in my life?